Hi, friends. The episode this week was actually filmed before the episode went up last week. So, really quickly, I wanted to go over the rules of the poetry workshop since you're not going to see them on the wall behind me when we get started. All poets will be seen, heard, respected, protected, and celebrated. And this is the key: we are all poets. Okay, let's get started. Hi, friends. I'm Phil, and I'm a poet just like you. You're probably spending a lot of time inside and at home right now. I know I am. Being safe at home is certainly better than being unsafe elsewhere, but it can be a little bit hard to be in the same environment day after day, cramped. So the first thing I'm going to do today, really quick, and you can join me if you want to, I'm going to stretch. When I stretch my body way out, not only am I stretching my muscles, but I'm expanding my inside and sending a message to the rest of myself that I have room. Room to move, room to be, and room to be myself. I'm feeling pretty stretched. You ready to get started? It's time for another episode of Poet Show It. I'm a poet. You're 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 a poet. So come and show it. You're a poet. So, fellow poets, are you feeling stretchy and open? As you know, writing a poem is all about communicating our feelings. And in order to do that, we have to be open to them. All of them. Whether that's happy, sad, excited, nervous, angry, anxious, bored, wiggly, relaxed, or even just kind of good. Because if we don't take the time to feel them, how can we write about them? Being able to convey a very specific feeling in our writing is how we connect to our readers and to other people. So today, we're going to read some awesome poems by awesome poets, talk about what we love about them, and afterwards, I hope you'll go and express your feelings in some poems of your own. If you do, and you want to share them with me, and maybe the whole world, you and your parents can go to poetshowit.com to submit. So, let's get started. We have poems from a number of incredible poets today, all from Lake Orion Community Schools in Lake Orion, Michigan. The students there were awesome and generous enough to send me a bunch of amazing poems to celebrate, and I'm so glad they did. Poem number 1. The Call by Brock. Brock is in Mrs. Abraham Whitehead's class at Stadium Drive Elementary. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we're all safe at home and maybe a little cramped right now. That's because there are things that are going on that are affecting all of us. One of the ways that we deal with things that are going on that affect us is to talk about them. And one of the ways that we talk about our feelings about things are by making poems that are topical, current, of the time. It's a right now poem. Brock did an amazing job of writing a poem that's very relevant, but it's also very personal. Let's check it out. The Call. On Thursday, the 12th, we played ball. On Friday, the 13th, we got the call. The coronavirus made me frown because my favorite sport was shut down. We tried to practice at home and with Zoom, but all it gave us was frustration and gloom. Every night when I lay down to dream, I wish of being reunited with my favorite team. Maybe this summer baseball can start to fill this void in my heart. So when you talk about a topical poem, I mean, this poem starts with dates right up front, the first 2 lines. It's hard to get much more topical than that. A lot of times we avoid saying hard things, but Brock didn't hesitate. Right here in line 3, he says the monster's name out loud. The coronavirus made me frown. And that sets the stage for the rest of the poem, with Brock being really open and direct about how it makes him feel. Pretty bummed out. I like that he gives some details here about things they tried to make it work. We tried to practice at home and with Zoom. I can imagine a Zoom baseball practice being very difficult to pull off. How's my form, coach? The rest of his poem emphasizes his sadness over the loss of a game and a camaraderie that's important to him. Then towards the end, he expresses hope that maybe he'll have the opportunity to play again. As you can see, Brock also did an awesome job of using rhyming couplets to tell a story. This adds a layer of challenge to the poem, but it can be really rewarding. The coronavirus made me frown because my favorite sport was shut down. We tried to practice at home and with Zoom, but all it gave us was frustration and gloom. Another thing he did really well was to make sure the couplets contained related thoughts, and thoughts that make sense to the story. Sometimes when we try to rhyme, we search for the first rhyming word we can think of and then we force it into the story, which causes us to lose meaning in the poem. I'm sure Brock thought of a lot of rhymes that didn't work before he found the right word each time to tell the story he wanted to tell. He did an awesome job of staying really clear and thoughtful throughout the poem. Awesome poem, Brock. Thank you for sharing with all of us. Poem number 2. I Feel Happy by PD. PD is in Mr. Wright's class at Orion Oaks. While Brock's poem, The Call, was really honest about being bummed out right now, there is another side to being home. There are parts that are really nice, too. PD's poem, I Feel Happy, gives us some great examples of those. I feel happy. I feel happy to eat mac and cheese. I feel happy to annoy my mom. I feel happy to play with my friends. I feel happy to play with my technology. I feel happy to play games and to watch videos. I feel happy to be with my family. In the poem, PD lists out a bunch of things he likes about being inside right now. He likes to eat mac and cheese. Who doesn't? He likes to play with his friends, I'm assuming from a distance. He likes to play with his technology. Maybe that's how he's playing with his friends. There are definitely a lot of things to celebrate about being home, too. If you're lucky enough to live in a home with mac and cheese and technology and a family you like being around, that's a good reason to feel happy. Though PD, I will say, if you feel so happy being around your family all the time, maybe you need to give your mom a break so she'll feel happy to spend time with you too. Thank you, PD, for the great reminder that we have a lot to be grateful for, even right now. Poem number 3. My Feeling Poem by Lukas. Lukas is in Mrs. Secor's class at Pink Creek Elementary. So now we've read a poem about feeling bummed and a poem about feeling happy, and I think we can all relate to both of those poems because we all feel a lot of different things at different times. Lukas captured that sentiment perfectly in My Feeling Poem, which, to be clear, is his feeling poem. It's just, the title is My Feeling. You get it. My Feeling Poem. I feel happy. I feel sad. I feel angry. I feel glad. I don't feel bad. I feel good. Sometimes I don't feel the way I should. Whoa, Lukas, this is awesome. You nailed it. This poem looks a lot like my list of emotions from earlier in the episode. And at first glance, it looks like a great list of feelings with an awesome rhyme scheme. But when you look a little deeper, I feel happy, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel glad, I don't feel bad, I feel good. I like the line, I don't feel bad. Not because we don't feel lousy sometimes, because it's not bad to feel. Even when we feel down or grumpy or bummed out, it's not a fun feeling. but it's not bad to have it. Then Lukas finishes up the poem with a really powerful line. Sometimes I don't feel the way I should. I think we all experience feelings that we think are wrong sometimes. But in my opinion, there is no such thing as feeling the wrong feeling. The way we feel is natural, and we can't change it. That's not to say we can't change the way we act, or we can't control our feelings or control our emotions. I think it is so poignant and a great reminder that it's far too easy to start blaming ourselves for feeling the wrong way, instead of stretching our inside and being open to whatever feeling comes up. When we do that, we can deal with our feelings in a positive manner, even when they aren't one of the fun feelings. Lukas, this poem is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Poem number 4, My Friends, by Jude. Jude is in Miss LeGros's class at Carpenter Elementary. All right, we've talked a lot about our own feelings. Some fun, some not so fun. But you know what is awesome? When you have good friends, they love you no matter how you feel. And Jude's friends sound pretty good to me. My friends. Weird, quirky, funny, happy, loud, bright. What would I do without my weird, quirky, funny, happy, loud, bright friends? Friends forever. I love this poem because it reminds me of my friends. My weird, quirky, strange, odd, hilarious friends. What a whole bunch of amazing descriptors Jude uses. They express so many awesome characteristics, and they remind me of the feeling of being around my friends. And I love how she repeats all of the adjectives in the exact same order the second time. It reminds me of the 7 dwarves. I'm weird. I'm quirky. I'm funny. I'm happy. I'm loud. I'm bright. And it's a really good reminder that we love our friends for being themselves. And they love us for the exact same reason, no matter how we feel. Thank you, Jude, for writing such an awesome poem about your awesome friends. And thank you all so much for being my weird, quirky, funny, happy, loud, bright friends today. Our amazing poets took us on an emotional journey. We got sad without baseball. We got really happy about mac and cheese. We felt angry and glad and good and not bad, and then hung out with our incredible friends. I hope you'll find some time to write your own poems about any feelings you want. And if you do, and you'd like to share them with me, and maybe the world, you can get your parents' help to go to poetshowit.com to send them in. From the Poetry Workshop, I'm Phil. I'll see you next time, and until then, keep writing.